about 8,000 gold worth of stats for your entire team. So that is, even though the gold lead is fairly even, that Baron buff providing a lot of additional stats for Overpowered. So Innocent Bystanders really will have to wait for that Baron buff to run out before they can stand and fight again. Owner Poner, meanwhile, just farming in that top lane, does have Vlad. So that Vlad doing a great job both being involved with team fights as well as getting his farm, and actually has the most farm on the map. So Vlad doing a great job carrying them into this middle game, and we'll see if he can continue to carry them as they try to take down Overpowered so they can push this to a third game. The blue buff actually is not available, so Asno will not be able to pick up the blue buff, but they are going for that Graves in the bot lane. They look like they're going to be too late, so Asno will opt to farm that minion wave. Meanwhile, YU Stalin actually sees a couple members of Overpowered and will back away from that. A ward was thrown down. And actually a pink ward thrown down. So vision control in favor of Overpowered, and actually just casual being taken low. The Asian Ponies has a lot of damage, as a Rabadon's has the Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, a needlessly large rod, as well as some magic pen. So a lot of damage going down by Fahute, but you can see that Baron buff just doing a good job regenning up the team. So even though they did take a little bit of poke, it really doesn't matter. Asno opting to pick up that blue buff to give him a little bit more cooldown reduction, and we'll see which path he decides to take. He does have to walk through an Annie. Ooh, this is, again, a very, very uneasy comp. So, Stealth Jukebox taken low, but will opt to stay. And it looks like Diana does want to throw that onto Annie. Just Casual taking a couple of tower hits, but is pretty happy to do so. But Just Casual now taken pretty low by the Asian Ponies. And the stun coming out onto Asno. We'll see if they jump in on that. Nope. And here comes the Asian Ponies. And no, a lot of cooldowns used, but not a lot of abilities besides the Ghost coming in there for Vladimir, the ultimate used for Sejuani, the ultimate used for Fahute. But you can see that ult for Fahute has on a very, very low cooldown. Meanwhile, Overpowered will opt to come down and pick up this dragon, and will get it despite the sloppy smite there. They will go up and look for that blue buff, but will not find... Oh, the blue buff is available, actually. That bursted down. Who picked it up? Ooh, very dangerous position there. Just Casual picks up the blue buff. Probably the person you want the blue buff the least in that area. But meanwhile, looks like Fahute's ult is about 3/4 off cooldown. Stealth Jukebox's ult is halfway off cooldown. So the ultimates, depending on how long they wait and poke each other down, the ultimates will be off cooldown and available in the next team fight. This is in favor of Innocent Bystanders, though, because they haven't yet lost any kind of objectives off of this Baron buff. So Stealth Jukebox being stunned up there. Oh my goodness, Just Casual being taken very low by the turret will go down. The Asian Pony's actually flung right into Panda's Poacher. Meanwhile, Fahute does not go down. Ooh. Wow, but it looks like, oh, the ultimate will be able to take Fahute down. So that is a 2 for 3 in favor of Overpowered, but Overpowered will get a turret off of this. So big fight goes in favor of Overpowered. And it looks like, oh, Panda's Poacher being taken pretty low. And Asno will go down instead. Owner Poner happy to tank up that tower. Meanwhile, Igamoon actually taken pretty low, but will not go down to that ignite. One inhibitor turret will go down. And we'll see if they turn onto the inhibitor. They will likely be able to pick this up. Stealth Jukebox doing his best to defend it, but just can't do it against 3 members. The ultimate actually thrown out, but missed there. So it looks like they are moving down to this bot tower. But I will bet you Stealth Jukebox wants to make something happen here. The knockup coming in. Tower Fire actually being taken Owner Poner very low. Panda's Poacher, meanwhile, almost killing a couple members there by himself and essentially trying to tower dive. They are pinging him to go back. There are a couple of home guarded members coming in, but they will not pick him up. The Asian Pony's opting to go in the mid lane to pick himself up some additional farm. And big item completed there on the Asian Ponies. The Asian Ponies has picked up a Zonya's Hourglass to keep himself from dying as he jumps into the middle of their team. He may have had that in the last fight, and I may not just have not noticed it, but meanwhile, Baron is up in 1 minute and 25 seconds. So Baron will likely be the next big objective here. So Baron will likely be the next big objective here. Actually, it does look like she's in a very dangerous location. Annie needs to be very careful. Nope, and they will opt not to go in there. So Annie's lucky because innocent bystanders didn't have additional vision. That likely should have been a kill picked up for Asno, but Asno didn't have vision on the rest of this team and felt uncomfortable going in. Meanwhile, you can see 36 seconds till the Baron comes up, and innocent bystanders are not really making a push to get a lot more vision on Baron. But meanwhile, Overpowered is pushing to remove the vision for Overpowered. And it doesn't look like Innocent's responding to that. You can see Annie, I guess she's not really walking through wards. She is trying to clear out vision there. But they do have to deal with this in the mid lane. Baron now is up in 13 seconds. And that likely will be the next objective going for either team. And we will probably see a Baron dance. A ward actually being missed by Bystanders, and Asno did ping into that bush, and they will go ahead and pick that up. Meanwhile, oh, there we go. Okay, so if they do spot out that ward will go down. It looks like the Asian Ponies has gone back and finished up the Haunting Guise, which will make him a lot scarier now that he has magic penetration. So it looks like neither team really wanted to initiate. The Baron buff isn't available, so Overpowered would have a much easier or a much more even fight. But the Graves does have a Guardian's Angel. They have started off that Baron buff. They see that ward in the back of the Baron pit, so they will clear that away. But looks like they are... Nope, they're not picking up that Baron buff. They're just getting vision on it. And they will back away from that. Oh, Panda's Poacher in the very front. That could have been a great ultimate for Sejuani, but opting not to use it. Sejuani opting not to use her ultimate there. And it looks like Overpowered really just doesn't want to initiate. They just want to let that minion wave in the bottom push in and the minion wave in the mid push in. All lanes are pushing here. So Innocent Bystanders really needs to fight soon. Otherwise, they're going to lose their opportunity to do so, and they might give up a free Baron. Stealth Jukebox actually... Oh my gosh, Asno jumps in there and will have to use that. The ultimate's actually used for a couple of people, and it looks like Asno will go down. Just Casual is still alive. Big Fat Chocoboko will now go down. Owner Poner will go down as well. The Asian Ponies... Oh my gosh. The Asian Ponies, will he be able to kill Just Casual? Nope, the ultimate goes down. So that is a ace for 2 coming out for Overpowered, and that likely will be good game. They look like they are trying to push for the win. They do have minions pushing into the base. There are 19 seconds left until the next person spawns, so we will see if they can finish this off. I don't think so. That likely will be game 2 going to Overpowered, and they will win this semifinal match in the Epic Fall Tournament. I can't really see Bystanders doing a whole lot to stop this. Randuin's Omens popped, and that is game 2 going in favor of Overpowered, and they will take this in a 2-for-0 exchange. So congratulations to Overpowered. They do continue on in the tournament. Again, this was game 2 of the Epic Fall Tournament. And that is the end of the broadcast today. So, again, this is the Epic Fall Tournament. These were the semifinals. Overpowered takes it in 2 games. And I am your caster for today, Jingasana, and I will end the broadcast.